It's time to learn about Blaze Slayer and how to do it the professional way. Instead of some guide you find on the internet because you think it's good enough. Well, this is how you do it fast and not some shitter way. And you know why you can trust me? Well, you can just take a little look of how much Blaze XP I have. Alright, and this is what you need. You only need a pyro and a death ripper. I'm just kidding. You actually need all this stuff here. Minus the activity, but you need something to teleport. So yeah. So thank you. So you need reheat gummies so you don't take damage during the boss. You need a Daedalus axe from Magic Find. I mean, if you're any competent person, you should have a Magic Find pet. Whether it's a G-Drag, a Black Cat, or a Griffin. Because the Magic Find pets is only if you're broke and you do not have one bill bank and a G-Drag level 200. And you can temporarily use Blaze Pet with Shelmet, although ignore the Quick Claw, please. I tried mining with it. Let's just say, I mean, it's okay for Opal mine, but anyways, that's not the point. Uh, Endstone Sword, you'd be surprised how much better it is than a Hype. And then you got your Pyro and your Death Ripper, your Power Flux Orb, or your Power Orb, or your SRS Flare. I mean, personally, I use Plasma Flux because it gives more damage, and this is just for more EHP. So it's either or with this. So here is one of the exceptions. Listen closely. You can either use, if you have two G-Drags, use a fishing rod to swap between the pets. Because you throw the rod and you will equip it. You can't swap back, so you have a auto pet rule for when you kill a zombie pigment. And that is for the first pair of demons, and second pair as well. You rod swap for each one. And then you have your Ragnarok axe. I mean, it makes you do more damage. Oh, and I forgot an important set. You need Reaper armor. You don't need a spirit mask, but you need Reaper armor. You can put a spirit mask or whatever on here. Whatever makes you not die. But you need Reaper armor. So, this is my hard part. I like having it this way. I usually swap out the gummies when I need to. This is so if I die, I can just teleport back. Endstone Sword is really self-explanatory. You just reduce damage. And yes, you need a gyro. Why do you need a gyro? So if your guys get either stuck in a wall or they get stuck in lava, you can just use your gyro on the demons. Yes, they work on demons. And you can gyro them out, then like pick a location, left click on it, and gyro them towards. You do not use it to skip pillars, because if you're a pro, you always skip pillars. Pillars are doo-doo. If you ever see them spawn, then you know they're bad. And Playstack Radio is very iffy. You get it, but it's only worth if you know somebody that does Playstar. And about the second G-Drag, it is worth to swap, but if you don't, this is more useful if you have a Warden helmet. This right here. Why? Because you don't get 400 speed. And where's my Warden helmet? There it is. You don't get 400 speed off the rip. You need something that'll give you speed, like a tuba, and that'll give you up to 200 speed. You also need like a couple tallies that'll give you speed. Also, Warden helmet just looks ugly in general. So, bye bye. Also, I like the 400 speed. So, yeah. And you have your Abby phone just so you can just call your quest or whatever. It's kind of simple. So that's all the equipment you need. But how do you use it? Well, that's a good question. Also, if you don't have an SRS or plasma, you can always use the warning or the lower tier version of it. Or no, the warning flare, the signal flare, right? Also, why is this on? Alright, anyways. SRS flare. Alright, so you can use an SRS flare. You can use an alert flare. You only get the alert flare if you're going to get SRS flare. But if you're on a budget, warning flare is great for starting. It's super cheap. It's only what 2 mil, 4 mil. Like this thing is incredibly cheap and it does such a great job. And if you are good enough, then you can just use plasma. So yeah, very good, very good. Alright, here is something important. It's like this is just me spawning the boss itself. As you see, I'm using Moody, and then I'm using. I see how I have 10 crimson swipes. It is very important. Also, another thing to know is that it's very important to have cleave. Do not have cleave on your daggers because it will override it on another mob that will prioritize that instead of your boss. And your dom ability is very important for like the extra 50k DPS sometimes. It's very nice. Although a lot of people are like, no, it doesn't matter. It's just cleave. It's like it ruins your one-hit magic fine, and you get more smoldering books out of it. So, yeah. Anyways, yeah, this is just me spawning it. As you see, I am moody in it. Remember, you can always grapple on the way back. I think I do that a couple of times. Yeah, as you see, grapple back. You can always grapple backwards if you're just spawning a mini boss, and it's very useful. I know the quality is bad, but this is just a player, so it's whatever. And it doesn't matter where you spawn the boss. I did spawn it on like the left section of the boss. I will show locations later that I prefer. But right now, I just want to show you how I do my boss. As you see, I I went ahead. This is like going out, and it went into a Warwick. Once you hit a Warwick and you do enough damage. Also, I did place my plasma at the beginning, if you didn't notice. But once you go into a Warwick, you do not need a further DPS. You want to get ready on your rod swapping and your Regex. If you had Tuba, it would be Tuba Regex if you do not have multiple golden dragons. So you go ahead, you want to Ragnarok X early as possible. Yes, I know I'm taking KB, but it doesn't matter because it will not be cancelled. Your Ragnarok X will not be cancelled. As long because you see, I am taking damage while it's there, but it's not canceling. Because once this guy goes up into this phase, right here, you can start to Ragnarok X. So you want to time your Rag X to where he goes in right as soon as he goes into his demon phase. So that way, it is casted right before this. So as you see, it's already casted, and he's already dropping. So yeah, it's already casted. So and then they drop, and I'm already beating the shit out of the guy. It's really simple to explain. And also, I did not Reaper swap, as you noticed. I only used Ragnarok X, and there's a reason for that, which you will see in like what, 20 seconds ish. So as you see, I'm just doing normal DPS, and now here again, I do the same thing, but as you notice, I'm on cooldown in the bottom left. The reason being is because you will always be faster if you're good at the game. And if it's on cooldown, you know you're doing well. If you're not on cooldown, you know you're doing horribly. So, you want to, as soon as you cast your Ragnarok X, you want to hit your Skytills keybind that goes into your wardrobe and selects your Reaper, and you want to select your Reaper armor. You want to go ahead and quickly activate that, then swap back, and then if you're quick enough, you should have your Reaper done, or be wardrobed out by the time your Ragnarok X is done. As you see, I was able to pull that off. Yep, and it casted right as soon as I exited it. And yes, there is no combat log, so you can immediately. And look how much damage I'm doing. Like, oh my goodness, this is a lot of DPS. Because if you do it fast enough, Is see, wait, really goes down to 40 mil? Damn, I do a lot of damage. I didn't know how much damage I do until now. But yeah, as you see, I immediately, and the reason why I'm doing a lot of damage is because I exited fast enough out of quasi. Although it's really hard to see with all the particles, but it doesn't matter at the end of the day. As you see, I exited, and now I'm doing a whole lot of damage. And easy boss. Although, there is one more thing I need to explain. It's like, you might be like, oh, what about Endstone Sword? And that was a 42-second boss. That's actually a really good boss. I really want to get 51 seconds on recording, but it's fine. Alright, so, what is this? This is first demons. This is second demons. Alright, so there's something important you want to know with the Endstone Sword. So, when you are approaching your second demon, you want to activate your Endstone Sword as soon as you're done with your crystal phase. As soon as you're done, activate your extreme focus. Even though it's still taking damage, you still want to do that. I mean, you can whack it once if you want to get the healing. That way it actually activates. The way the abilities works is you have to whack the boss at least once after, so you can get the damage over time or healing from it. So yeah, you want an Endstone Sword going into second demons. And yes, this is the second demons where pigmen spawn, but you have to damage pigmen first. So, I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. Don't get killed by the guy. Keep your distance. I mean, with nowadays, you can actually get max stacks. As you see, mainly 10 stacks the entire boss. I'm surprised it's at 40 mil health. That's actually really good. But anyways, so once you exit, you want to use your Endstone Sword. As you see, I have it highlighted. It's just the game is a little bit slow. As you see, I applied the 50% damage reduction immediately as I entered the last phase, or I call it as last damage phase, or P3, P5 or whatever. But you use your extreme focus and you get your 50% damage reduction. 50% is a lot better than your hype's 10% damage reduction. Even though it gives absorption, 50% is still better than your hype. That's why you do not want hype in your hotbar, because Endstone is better. So anyways, you want to go ahead, you want to use your Endstone Sword, and you want to wait long enough where you get to be able to reapply your Endstone Sword after rod swapping. As you see, I got the 39%. You just want extra damage reduction because it will take longer than 5 seconds to kill the boss, usually, in the last phase, because it has to do the DOT. And it'll kill it while holding your Daedalus Axe. Yes, I did a lot in like a span of a second. So I go to... Alright, as you see, you can see right here, I went ahead, finished Ashen, and I whacked the boss once, and then Endstone Sword right here, and then I threw my rod. I don't even think you can see me throwing my rod. Oh my goodness, it's really hard to see, but if you slow down the video, you should be able to see. But I threw my rod, have my Daedalus Axe out, and then I can usually just sit there, or sometimes you can move out of the way so you don't get KO'd by it. So yeah, that's how I do my T4 all through here. It's pretty simple stuff. Of course, I mean, but there's a couple of things extra you should know. Yes, there is more extra things. Alright, their cycles are important. Ashen does your damage over time. If you read the ability, after repeat, so basically after you exit your Ashen or Auroric, it will deal damage over time, or DOT as I refer to it. And your Death Ripper will deal healing damage. So basically your spirit or crystal. And that will heal you, obviously. So, basically, you want to make sure you have your damage over time immediately ready for the start of your next boss. Or, not next boss, I mean next phase. It's very important. As you see, I'm not over. I'm not over DPS in here because I know if I over DPS, because if you go too low in Auroric, you will not have enough damage. Oh, I went into 96. Okay. But usually if you don't do a lot of damage, you want to kind of wait on the DOT so you don't kill your Auroric. Because this will deal your damage over time. And, of course, I had my cycle. I mean, I can just skip ahead. You already know how to do this phase. Alright. Alright, there you go. Alright, as you see, I exited, and now I'm on damage. If I was not on damage, I would not be able to apply the damage over time immediately. You do want to have some, because it does take a hot second for it to start working. I think it takes like a couple, like 3 seconds once you hit the boss, and then it'll be ready to activate. It is weird tech. I don't know why they have it that way, but I guess it's cool. So anyways, but make sure you do hit the boss after. As you see, it went out of spirit, out of crystal. As you see, I went out of crystal and I just hit it once, I think. I wasn't really paying attention. Yeah, I hit it once and then I exit. And also remember, this guy is always your damage dagger. This guy is always your healing. So if you can't quite skip him, make sure you can skip the quasi, because if you're able to skip quasi, it will immediately kill the pigman because of the damage over time on your dagger. And yes, it does work on the guys, because you get a ton of healing from this guy, and you get a ton of damage on this guy. But you shouldn't have an issue if you can just skip it anyways with your Reaper and your Regax. So, yeah, you just do this normally, and if you do it quick enough, you get a ton of DPS, and then you can finish off the last phase as soon as possible with Ashen immediately ready to activate, and then your route swap in Dex. Although one thing that is important to know is that fire pits spawn in an X pattern. Let's go before. Did fire pit spawn here? Oh, I didn't get any fire pit spawning here. Guess I was too good for it to spawn fire pits. Alright, where does it spawn fire pits? As you see, there's a fire pit there. Alright, hold on. Let me rewind. This is not a good picture. Alright, control P. That's okay. As you see, there's one right there. There's one right there. There's one behind here. There's one right there. And there's one right here, down there. As you see, in a second. As you see, there's one right here. It's always an X pattern. One up there, here, down here, and over there. That way you won't panic when it goes into your second demons or into your last phase. Just get into a safe zone in between and you'll be perfectly fine. Also, you can literally just straight up sit right up against the boss, although I like walking backwards because I like doing that. There's also this boss I did is pretty dog shit, so I had to record a second boss. Alright. So, does it spawn pillars here? I don't remember if it does. Oh, yeah, it does. No, it doesn't spawn pillars. It spawns fire pits. Right here. As you see, it's right up there. It did spawn it. Hold on. Yeah, I spawned it on stairwell. I also used my endstone sword earlier than I usually do. I mean, you can use it as long as you have 50% damage reduction going into, so you don't get absolutely nuked by healing. Because remember, endstone sword doesn't heal you. So you have one here, here, and then one up there and one down here. Always the next pattern. There is a couple of things to note as well before entering your boss enchants and your blaze daggers and your power scrolls. Yes, power scrolls are a bit important. Reason being is that you want to prioritize what it does. For example, anytime you want Jasper power scrolls on here. Yes, I know, not true defense. Well, you don't need true defense, because I can do this with like 40 true defense because of endstone sword. but you want to prioritize damage on your on your daggers. So you want to use Jasper for all your damage abilities. I don't know if you can place it on Tuba. I'm not too sure about that. Why is this keybind to the wrong? It should be this. So this should be like this. Here we go. I know what this random's doing here. Alright, so basically on your Ragnarok Axe, I think you can put on your orb, but it doesn't matter that much. Your 2 daggers, you want Jasper Power Scrolls, and you want an Opal Scroll, because, well, it's damage reduction. What do you want? What do you want? What are you doing, random? That is the most cringe. I don't care. I'm just going to pretend like you don't exist. Alright, so where do you obtain Power Scrolls? If you need it in Mining Collection. And it is right here. Gemstone Collection 7. And that will give you your Opal and your Jasper Scroll. Use any other scroll, you should not be using it. You just need you need 1 Opal and as many Jaspers as you have for damage ability. And of course there are other things if you do have hotbar space and you want to be extra sweaty. There is a Sword of Bad Health. If I can find it. There, Sword of Bad Health. It's an extra 100 strength. It's just basically like Reaper armor. 100 strength, and it applies for 5 seconds or 3 seconds. I don't know. And Wand of Strength does 30 seconds, or is it 20 seconds? I think it's 30. I know it's 10 seconds. Never mind. So Wand of Strength, and you get 30 strength for basically free. But realize it does take EHP, not mana. So that's why you want to be careful when you use it. Although I don't use it because, well, this is stronger because of G-Dragon. This is stronger because this is, well, a passive. So you do what you want. And besides, this is healing as well. I mean, it doesn't matter which orb you use. You just have to use either an orb or flare. Doesn't matter. So, yeah. And of course your A to V can be whatever. It doesn't have to be. You should never use it. Also, if you do spawn a pillar, at least have either A, a Wither Cloak, or B, a Spirit Mask, or C, just be a Chad and just die to it and do it again. Because if you spawn pillars, you're bad. Unless it's Surfer, then just put on your Reaper, because usually it's your Reaper and your Spirit Mask, whatever makes you not die. So, yeah. Also, auto pet rules. Extremely important. You need 4 total auto pet rules. 1 for Start Slayer. Any pet you want. It can be you can level any pet, or you can level a G-Drag. It doesn't matter. It could be Whips. I don't care, whatever you use. It just has to be a pet you level, or you spawn it quicker. One or the other. Any Slayer boss, you need a Shelmet G-Drag. Regardless. Also, why is there 2 randoms here? I'm just going to ignore you. Alright. Alright, so any Slayer boss spawns, you want your Shelmet G-Drag or your Shelmet pet. Either a Shelmet Blaze pet or a Shelmet G-Drag. Shelmet G-Drag's better if you already have it. On kill, it is very important to have this. Why is it important? It's because it'll equip back to your Shelmet pet when you do your Rag Axe with your Minnow's Relic pet, aka your G-Drag, and this will be better. But if you don't have another G-Drag, you do not need this rule. And this is, well, your Magic Find pet. You don't need this if you already have a G-Drag and you only have 1. But if you're using Blaze pet, then you need to have a Magic Find pet in order to get more, well, money, of course. And this can be your Magic Find pet. It doesn't have to be Minnow's Relic G-Drag. I mean, Minnow's Relic G-Drag is the best, but there's other options. It's just for more Magic Find. That's self-explanatory. Although, I just recommend getting G-Drag, and I'll have to worry about these 2 rules with Shelmet. And then when you get another 2, you have to worry about these 2. And how to set them up? Well, the rule is So for on kill, when you kill a mob, it's all the way back here, your zombie pigman. And then you just equip your pet. And your fishing hook, well, that's kind of easy. I mean, you could add exceptions, but you don't need an exception. You just need it to equip. And and of course, Slayer boss simple, and Light Slayer is simple. I have this for my rabbit. That's all it is there for. So yeah, I think that. Okay, why is there 20 people here? I'm leaving this. Whatever, randoms. So yeah, that is a summary of Blaze Slayer. You can, I mean, one minor detail is, well, you do need Vanquish equipment and a good Crim set. I recommend, at least if you're going to plan on doing Blaze Slayer and sweating it. I mean, yeah, you could use a budget setup like the Monster Raider set, but honestly, just go for Inferno Crimson. And you can go 3 forwards with Warden, or if you're going to go after 1 million, just go for Crim Helm. Because you need the Magic Find and Veteran to spawn faster, and well, so you don't have to swap. And same goes with your Vanquish Magmaless, or your Vanquish art equipment. You always want to use Vanquish equipment. You can have 2 setup keybinds. So if I go to, so there's a couple keybinds you need, or 2. You need your wardrobe. It's pretty simple to set. You just add shortcut, you type the command, and you type a keybind. But you need your wardrobe, and that's it. Although you can have a slash equipment as well, if you want to switch out your equipment with Magic Find. For example, like a Rift necklace, and any other Magic Find shit. It doesn't matter which it is, as long as it gives Magic Find, that's good enough for you. You also do need at least 1,000 magic power, but anything better than 1,000 magic power, people say 1,200, people say 1,300. In my opinion, you just need 1,000 magic power. That's all you need to start. I mean, I don't see an issue with it. I think it's perfectly fine if you just get 1,000 MP to start with and just some basic gear like Burning Crimson. And at least start with Burning Crimson and start with some suboptimal gear for Vanquish. And it's okay if you want to use safe spots. There are a couple locations I do want to show you guys. So there are 4 locations. Why is there 4 locations? Because, well, there are at least like 4 good spots to do Blaze Slayer. So your first one is right here. It's basically, you come from here, and you go down here, and it's right here. You can't miss it. Everybody knows it's here. And the second location is down here. It's pretty open. Honestly, I used it to start doing Blaze Slayer. There is a safe spot as well. If you go up here, as you see, I'm highlighting it with my AOTV teleport. Also, I'm going to put on a Wisp Pet so I don't get nuked. Not nuked. Let me put, there we go. There. So, you wanna, there are safe spots right here, and you wanna go right here when you do your boss, and you can just do whatever. I don't care what you do with your safe spots. That's like one of the few good safe spots right there. If you want to do it over here, there's these 2 spots right here, but you do need either warp if you want to go here, on these 2, and right here, and as well as right here and here. No, right here and not there, because you can't teleport there. You do need either warp to get on it. You just teleport and you get right on it. Piece of cake. And for this final area, there is 2 safe spots right here and right here. Actually, there's 3, and right here. Oh, 4 right here too. So, but I don't use safe spots. I'm a Chad, and I actually do it normally. So this is my favorite spot. Reason being, Kudra's right up there. As you see, I am probably getting Legion right now. Let me see. Combat stats, health. Yeah, I have Renowned. I don't have a Legion buff right now. But usually there's people up there queuing, and you can get a little bit extra magic find. It's very nice. So when you just casually doing Blaze Slayer, you just get randoms just sitting in queue and doing Kudra, and you get free magic find for them just existing. So Those are the locations. And you can also get to this location. Instead of you just take a left, you just take a right from down here. So let me go up here just to like show you. It's like come from down here and down to the right. I mean, you should know where the smoldering tomb is. If not, I will post coords to where the location is. Actually, I can just F3. That's the coords to the smoldering tomb. It's just on the other side of the volcano. So yeah, those are the spots for all like the Blade Slayer stuff. My personal favorites right here. I get extra magic fine. I don't personally like being over here. Also, with your Blaze Duck radio, you should always keep it on infrared if you're not in a party. That way, if anybody else has video, they will do the same and keep it on infrared. But if you are in a party, like those two guys, which they probably are in a party, if I pee them. No chickens. Inventory. They don't have a radio. That's interesting. Well, usually with most people in a party, they will most likely have a radio, and you can switch it to whatever you want. It doesn't matter. I'm not going to say one because everybody will grief each other. So pick a favorite. Otherwise, stick on infrared, and if there's at least 2 people on infrared, and it says 3 enjoyers instead of 2, then just hop off and be a nice guy and switch to another one. That's not griefing someone else. Be a nice guy here. And please, for the love of God, do not hit other people's bosses. It screws them up and makes it harder. And it's just rude to do because it will grief him. Because, for example, I could get up my ice spray and grief his boss by just taking the demons all the way over to here with KB on my ice spray. And also EK and gyro as well. I mean, but I'm not going to do it. I'm not a rude guy. I'm not someone who's entitled that got hurt. So, yeah. Those are all the spots. Those are all the locations you will need. And that should be everything. Can I stop being on fire, please? Thank you. And that's all the locations you should roughly need for Blaze Slayer. Yeah, so I hope you enjoyed this more of a small guide thing. This is like mostly everything I know. And there is a one-tap method with Blaze Slayer, like with Soul Eater. You just kill the red mini that spawns the 75 health myth guy. You corrupt him, then you kill it with Soul Eater, and you whack the boss once. And just go through hit phase, and it's easy peasy. But honestly, it's not worth doing because it's better to do it normally than doing it cheese. That way you can get used to the boss. So yeah, thank you for sticking around. And I hope this guide was semi-useful other than any other people's bosses. I mean, at the end of the day, if you can do tier 4 Blaze and you can skip pillars, that should be good enough. I assume you know what pillars are, because if you've done Blaze Slayer before, you know what pillars are because it's your first time doing it, you don't have damage. I'm not here to show how to do tier 2 daggers or whatever. I'm showing how you can do it with tier 3 daggers. Also, please do not put opals on your damn crimson armor. Put jaspers on it. Don't pull a Duralius. Pull jaspers on it. You want damage. You do not want true defense. You can do it with 50 or 40. It's super easy. You do not need a damn opals on your armor. So, yeah, that's this video. Goodbye, and hope you enjoyed this video, or at least enjoyed watching it. Let me know if this video has helped you, and you'd like to see more Slayer guides, but, hey, I mean, I hope this was helpful. But, yeah, I personally love Blaze Slayer, but I sometimes get very drained, so I'm at least doing this so I can help you guys. So, alright. Peace out. Subscribe, like, comment for the algorithm, and ring the bell. I don't upload too much, so make sure to catch my streams in my Discord. Keep up to date with me in Discord. My Discord is pretty dead. I would like to get 100 members so I can use a special bot I've been wanting to use, because it rates you if it's not at 100 members. So, please join the Discord. It'd be very nice. And yeah, that's the video. Goodbye.